Hi everyone, welcome back to How To Tuesday. As you know, fall is upon us and the weather's getting a little bit colder. So this week I'm going to share with you one of our kits that's available in our store at www.thehandworkstudio.com that'll help you keep nice and warm as the weather gets chilly. In your kit you'll get 2 different colors of yarn, a bunch of these little shiny things that are called paillettes, and you'll also get a yarn needle or a darning needle. To begin, what we'll do is we'll take our yarn needle or our darning needle and we're going to begin by threading that with our yarn. So what I like to do is take a loop of our yarn, bring it over the needle and pinch it and pull it tightly and slide it off. That small little pinched area I'm then going to push through the eye of the needle and pull. I'll leave myself a bit of a tail. Now here's one of the fun parts. You're going to take as many or as few of these paillettes as you like. Paillettes are just really large sequins. They've got a lot of sparkle. And what you do is you take them and you put the yarn needle through the hole and you just thread on as many or as few as you like. This is completely up to you. This is what's going to make your scarf really special. So I'm going to put on a whole bunch. You can do this one at a time, or if you have an adult to help you, they can help do some of the work too. So first we're going to thread on at least 10 of these, and then I'll show you how we're going to begin our finger weaving. Now that I have all of my paillettes strung onto my yarn, I've got quite a few here as you can see, what I'll do is I'll remove my needle and I'm going to make a slip knot with this end of the yarn. This is what's going to be the anchor for my finger weaving. So I like to make my slip knot by giving myself a bit of a tail, wrapping it around my pointer finger, and then just bring this end through, just like that. We want it to be nice and roomy because our whole thumb is going to have to go through there. So I'll put it over my thumb, then I'm going to bring it behind my pointer finger, under my middle, behind my ring finger, and then under my pinky. I'm going to do this again going this way now. So I'm going to go over the pinky, under the ring finger, over the middle finger, and then under my pointer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around, so let's push this down just a bit to give us some room. I'm going to wrap my yarn around the back like that, and then I'm going to come and bring it this way. So now I've got a layer of loops and then one single layer here. And then we're going to do it one more time. So to begin this, what we're going to do is bring one loop over, and then we'll bring the next loop over. If you notice, I'm bending my fingers to make this easier to get my loops through. And so once I've gotten one row on, I'm going to remove this one, that's my anchor. Then I take my yarn again and I just bring it forward. And then we'll do the same thing. We're going to bring this bottom loop over, bottom loop over, and then bottom loop over. You're going to want to give yourself about 5 or 6 rows before we begin to bring our paillettes onto the scarf. So now that I've done quite a few rows, and you can see that I've got some serious growth going on back here, we're going to start to bring the paillettes forward. So what you want to do is just grab one, or maybe even 2, from the lower part of your strand and bring it up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my yarn forward, but I'm going to keep these paillettes right about here. So if you look, I've got these in between my finger. So now when I go to bring that bottom loop over the top, my paillette gets stuck right in between there. That's how it's going to hang in the scarf. So you can start to bring them up now, as many or as few as you like, as often or as infrequently as you like, to incorporate them into your scarf. So now I have my scarf with a bunch of paillettes all throughout, and if you see, I turn it and it's nice and sparkly. So now I'm going to end it. So what I'll do is I'll take a length of yarn, probably about 8 to 10 inches, and then I'm just going to snip it. And then I'll grab my yarn needle or my darning needle and we'll thread it just like we did in the beginning. And we're going to end this pretty easily. What you want to do is take your darning needle and go underneath the first set on your finger and then pull it off. And then you'll repeat this for each fingerful of loops. And pull, under, and then pull, and then finally my last finger and pull. Once you've gotten it through all of them, you just pull nice and snug. You can bring those loops down. I always like to do an extra one for good luck. One big knot here at the end. And that's that. Then you have all of this extra yarn left over. What you can do is just weave this throughout each of the stitches, and it'll get caught in there and no one will ever notice it. So we'll just weave it through and pull. And then you can snip it here just about at the end. And there you have it. This is how you make a finger woven paillette scarf. This is really fun because if you have lots of different colors of yarn at home that you'd like to use, you can use the paillettes on them or what's in the kit. And then you can make a different one for every day of the week if you'd like, or for everyone that you want to give nice fancy gifts to. That's it for this week, my friends. Be sure to join us next week for How To Tuesday.